You invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, what we did this morning on these reports, I want to just go some of these markets with you because there was a lot of volatility. Some of it we saw happening, some of them we didn't. But once that the S&P went above that 61% retracement at 54.93, that was a sign, especially with report coming out. As soon as it went above even or 05, you knew that it was on its way, and it rallied another 60 handles. But when stuff like that happens, you can't follow everything. So I go where the money is flowing. And believe me, folks, that Japanese yen trade, we talked about it yesterday. This was the 14th. Today's the 15th, and we made it to the exact tick. I sent this out long before this happened. As soon as it started to move, this was a 4-hour chart, folks. So early this morning, I said, watch this level right here. It went to the exact tick. Hasn't backed off much, but the fact that it backed off 50 pips from that level makes it a good trade because now 1 pip above it, something's wrong and you don't have to mess with it. But that was pretty much spot on what we were watching right here. Very, very important. Now I see something here that I hadn't seen before. I'm just going to draw that in. I want to check to see if that low that we made on the 14th was an exact 382. It misses it by about, not by much, by about 20 pips, but there it is, spot on what we were looking at right here. The other one that we like so doggone much, we'll get this up here and I'll show you, that was the gold trade because we were trying to sell gold right up here at this level. Of course, we didn't get to the 78% level. And then as it was breaking, remember this is an hourly chart, I said, watch for the bottom to come down here at 24.68. I said, that's going to be a pretty good buy because it's an ABCD in a bull market. There should be a great deal of support there. Now, if we go over and take a look at what the support happened with the gold, we'll get this out of the way and we'll find that gold chart somewhere. It must be here somewhere. Just a second here. Where is it, gold? There we are. Just get it up here. I did a lot of things today. Haven't been filled in a lot of stuff, but it was sure exciting. There was your shut the front door. There was your ABCD pattern right there. And I was looking for 2068, and it got to 2069. And then it had a nice little rally of just about $34. And then if you look at that, there's your high to low, this pullback, you want to see where that was. Came right up to the exact, actually, it went to the 50% level. It really didn't do very much. But there was a trade in here early this morning, folks. I scalped this, but I didn't make anything on it because of the fact that this is what I was looking for here. This was the first 382 retracement. Let me show you what I did. So because some of this stuff works better than you might think, and then some of it doesn't. But anyway, there was your 382 came in right here. So I sold the 382 here at my stop here. Then it came down, had a nice, there's a $1,200 profit. Unfortunately, I said, well, this could be a big one. And I put my order in to break even right here. And before I knew it, I was out break even, and away it went. And then it made the larger ABCD pattern up in here. You can see there's the ABCD pattern going up here above that. So that's the best laid plans of mice and men. Okay, those are the main ones. I've got a couple others that I need to focus on. Let's just make sure I don't miss anything. And this is a beautiful trade. Like you say, sometimes it's chicken salad, sometimes it's something else. This is the daily chart in silver, the 4-hour chart. There was your 382 coming in here at 28.60. And of course, the high was 28.59. So you didn't quite get filled, even if you had the order in at 20.59 that I had it in, shaving it by a penny and a half. It didn't get filled, and now it's down 55 cents from where we were looking at it. But here's an interesting one. This morning, after all this gold was breaking. You can see this was in the morning. Okay, now you can see this was the morning. Then the market broke. Let's go to the hourly, and you can see it 13 minutes, see it real clear. That's what I want to see. Okay, here was the big break in the gold market right here. That's where the big break in gold. There was a report came out, boom, down it came. Now gold is dropping like crazy here, okay, and silver's going straight up. That happens. So all I wanted to do is I wanted to see what this low was from this high to see if that was going to be a really nice area to be a buyer. Of course, it went to the 50%. Here's where gold made the ABCD to the downside, and you see how silver did not. And look, silver started to go up to make the target and then go lower. That's why you got to look at each one separately, folks. I know it's hard to do, and believe me, with all the things that are going on in a wild day today, don't be surprised if you miss a few things. It's not really a big deal. Okay, now as getting on to tape reading, I want to talk to you just about the tape reading here, because when you get that big of a move in the Dow Jones like we've had today, there's where it was. The first pullback this morning. Let me draw it in so you can see it correctly. There was the big, I'll show you this little one here in a minute, but there's your first pullback right here. There's your 382. It goes 50 Dow points and then goes up. Folks, look at this. All day long, we've been making new highs in the S&P, the Russell, the NASDAQ. We couldn't even make a new high up here when the Dow Jones was up here. It missed it by 2 cents, 2 ticks. This high was 662. This was 660. Whether that means anything, I don't know, but that's tape reading, and it means something to me, even though I don't have a position in that. Now, let's get back to the Russell, because that was the one that market is a little scary, actually, folks. Here's where we were yesterday. We had that huge run-up, okay? I thought that was amazing. And then we come down, and we can't make a 382 all morning long. And, yes, we have this, and then the report came out right here, and then, boom, away that it went. And as you can see here, we've had a pretty big run here. And I'm just going to draw it in so you'll be able to see the old ABCD stuff, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It says it should stop at 2158 so far. The high has been 2154. But look at the retracement here. Let's double check to see if that's the old 382. Johnny, get your placard card out, because it just might make it. Put the card away, Johnny. It misses it by 25, 24 to 21. Misses it by 3 points. Close enough for government work. Okay, whenever you see gaps like this on the Dow Jones, folks, go back and look on a chart and show me a gap. You won't find one. There's only one gap that I've ever seen on the Dow Jones, going back to the old days. That was in January of 1991, when we were bombing Baghdad at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, California time, and the market gapped up the next day, I think 1.5% to 2%, and it never really filled that gap. What they did was they changed the reporting to take the last night's close so that it doesn't look like there's a gap on the chart, even though there is. But I have no control over that. So let's move on to one other one that I wanted to cover, and that, of course, here is the euro. We've been watching that here. Hold on one second, and you'll see there's where we were. We'll be right back here. Hold on, folks.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, this is the crude oil chart, and we talked about the possibility of a correction up in here from that 80 level. And the one thing we were always talking about is to see if we were going to make a 382 possibly. So you go back to the 5th of August, you draw that in, and you put it in today, and I think you'll see that it comes within 10 cents of the exact number. But if you look at it really closely, and we usually do, we're going to draw in the old famous AB equal CD, and that takes you right to the promised land. At 77.07 is now trading 14 large. That's $100, folks, above the high. So that's a good sign. You can see here it held a little bit, made a slightly lower low, but your stop would have been right below here. You can see it missed the 382 here by 03. Wow, 10 cents, folks. And then, of course, it takes off and starts to rally quite a bit. If you look at this here on the 13-minute, let's go to an 8-minute. You can see it a lot clearer. Okay, here's the 8-minute run on this. Let's just move this over right here. There's your bottom coming in right here, okay? That's it right there at that 7. You come up here, then you have a little bit of pullback, 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 pullback. Here's your really big pullback. Look at this. It comes down really sharply. That's your sharpest correction. So you go from your low up there, and it stops almost exactly at the 61. Then you have another, wow, this is ABCD all over the place. Then you have an ABCD, another pullback right here. Now let's check and see if that one is going to be, because that's a nice retracement level. We want to check to see if that should happen to come in at the 382. It comes in at the, let's see. Okay, the 382 is way up here at 88. This doesn't come in till about, 88 would have been the buy. Your stop would have been above here, and then, of course, it just keeps going up. So what we should do, since we have time to do this, we'll try to get Mike Moore on the line next week and see what Mike's got to say about some of these. We're going to look here at the heating oil next. Okay, we'll get the heating oil up. Let's do the hourly chart to see if we made that bottom. Okay, there's our bottom in the heating oil, and we're going to move over to the 5th. That would be right over here was our bottom. So let's see if we did a 382 on the heating oil. And lo and behold, we missed that one by 20 cents, which is not very much. We've had a little bit of a rally but not too much. You can see the ABCD structure on this all the way up, which is nice. You can see A, B, C, D, and draw the rest of them in as you like. You'll be able to see that you get a bunch of these that line up to where that high was, right up in here. And 2141, there was a high 2150. So that's doing all right. So the next we want to look at is the RBOB. And RBOB is rocking and rolling. That's it right here. Got to reduce this one out because that's no more RBOB on that one. So let's make that a October RBOB. That should give us a little bit. We'll make it September. Okay, now we got the September RBOB up. Take a little second for the data to fill, and then we'll be ready to go. Uh-oh, maybe not. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's RBOB. All right, oh, it came down quite a bit. Yeah, here's the RBOB today. There's the August 5th. Oh, it made a 786. Now, why don't these people, well, I know they see these damn things. They just, it's in between the 618 and the 786 in here. But we had a nice little pattern here. There's your ABCD. Let's check and see if that one happened to be a nice 382. Get your placard out, Johnny, and see if it's working today. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg right there. And it comes in at 36%. Doesn't quite make the 382, as you can see, but comes really, really close. Doesn't do it. And then it comes down. You can see the ABCDs to the downside, leading to your big one. This is your big one right here because you got a 1.618 with an ABCD. So those add up pretty nicely. Let's move on here. We've covered that. We've covered the heating oil. And now we will cover Mr. Appel. Must be smoking and joking because everything else is running to the upside. Appel. Here it is right here. Get the hourly chart up. Huge gap today. Yep, there it is right there. We gapped up again. And who knows where she's going to go from here. See, we had a big gap here. 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 A big back here. Big one back here. It's been a while since this one. This one's difficult, folks, because this one right here is really important because that's an island gap. Let me just show you the importance of this. I know how to do it. Just a second. No, it's not the time. Just a second. It is the, Larry, what is it? Trying to figure out that drawing. This is it. This is the one I want. Okay, get this up here. I want to get this up here so we'll be able to see it here. Draw it in like this. There's what I want to see. We're just going to draw this in to show you that the island is here. See how it left an island gap right there? That's a very, very bearish pattern, folks, and so far that is held. And then, of course, here was a big bottom on the 6th. So if this market goes up in a new high ground, I am going to salute it, put a giant flagpole in front of my house with the Arizona flag right underneath the American flag, and salute to all the guys that made money on that bull market on the upside because I didn't. I did okay in a couple other things, but it doesn't make difference. Let's check and see how Mr. Tesla is doing here today for our friends. And then we had a question about a potential crash coming, folks. The crash happened, but it was upside down. It was up, straight up instead of straight down on a retail sales number that must have been pretty good. All right, Tesla, that starts with a T. We're right there. Tesla right here. Now, this should be up too. With everything, big time up. Wow. Yeah, we sure did. That's a big move here in Tesla, and that's going to complete that. It's right at the 618 now. We're going to see. Yeah, there was your pullback. We thought it would get to here. It did not, but that would make this ABCD valid, and we'll just draw that in. There's your. It doesn't draw it right. Hold on a second. It'll just take me a second here. I have to see it catches the wrong one. I'm just going to have to draw it in with the rest of this stuff. Hold on, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to mark it from there to there and then down. And of course, when you have the gap, you have to add it by a little bit to 127. That'll take you right up to the promised land, and that's where we have this right here. And should have went to 216, and the high so far was 215.79, so it missed it by a long shot, 23 cents on a $200 stock. All right, now we got that one done, and we'll move this out of the way. And wanted to check a couple of things. Like we've done the crude oil, we've already taken care of that one. And we're still rallying in the stocks. They're still moving up a little bit here and there. And where else do we have this? Hold on. Oh, I'll do the soybeans next because I know we're going to have questions about the wheat and the soybeans. This is the November beans. We've had a little bit of a rally. Just draw this in so we'll be able to see it. I was looking for a potential 382 like we did on the last one. Just a second. Hold on. We'll be right back. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're back. I wanted to bring soybeans up to date now. This is the 60-minute, folks. This market's been coming down for a very long time. We've come down for, well, It come down from $13, I believe. Let's look at the daily. It's way up here. 12 something. Move it up here. Yeah, there was $13, and we've come down, 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 down. Now this one right here, where we were just the other day, this is the daily, but we're going to be looking at this one right here on the hourly chart. We have a friend over there in Sweden that's done very well with this. I'll just get it ready here so you can see it in just a moment. Move it up a little bit like that. Okay. And where did it go? Oh, it was on the daily. Just a second. Yeah, there it is. There it is, your 3 drive to a bottom pattern right in here yesterday. Okay, now it got all the way down here to 960. We're up about 12, 13 cents. But this is an ABCD to the downside. We're going to double check it to make sure that we see them as they're unfolding. There's a large one right here. That's the first one right here. Then the market rallies 1, 2, 3 days, and then down she comes. Goes far lower because we got more patterns to the downside. And then you try it again. There's your ABCD pattern right here. And you see that measures really close to where you're supposed to be. That means you got to be ready for a buying opportunity. So what I like to do is I will make sure that I'm watching the 1.618 expansions on these moves to the downside, because that's where it'll get you. In other words, you take this distance times 1.618, takes you right in here to 68. The low was 65 within a nickel of the actual low, and there's your ABCD to the downside. That means the market's going to rally. How much should it rally? Go back to see what it did the last time, and that tells you that it should rally up here to 986. So if you go down to a smaller time frame, you want to be looking at 986, and that is right up here. So if that's the case, here's what's happened to soybeans recently. There's where we were yesterday. That's a beautiful night. There's your low. There's your ABCD pattern coming in at the 50%. Let's see how close it was to the 382. Probably pretty close. Whoa, 382's here. Boy, this was right on the 50% level right here. That distance is just a few cents, but there was your buying opportunity. Then we had the rally up, and then we had the pullback. And this is an important one, folks, because we had another high. After we made that pullback, remember, you've got to recalculate the 382 number. So from your low, you had a new high, which was right there, and there it is, right on the money. Come on, boys. And there's your gap area. Boy, and it has a nice rally. Of course, it didn't continue with it, but the rally here was 10 cents, $500 with the risk of about 300. You made 500. That's not a bad deal. Boy, these 382s do work, Johnny. Keep that placard handy, because I sure saw a bunch of them this morning. That's absolutely for sure. Okay, now what was it? Oh, the silver I mentioned before. We missed the silver by 2 cents. We were out of the stock market before the market opened. We risked 200 points. Let's get that up here so we can see it right now. Get that hourly chart up will be the easiest way to look at it. We had everything coming together for us yesterday at what we thought was coming together for us at this level here, which was the 50%. That was the level we were watching. We had the ABCD measuring right up in here to 50%. And then, of course, the report came out, and boom, away that it went, and that was it. It just kept going up. Now, we did that. These two tiny little pullbacks is all we had over the last couple of days. And if you look at those, you're not going to find a 382. I looked before. I'm going to look again, but there was your first one right here. And that doesn't come anywhere close to a 382, does it? So you want to try to find the next one. You go from a low up to your high. Wow, this is really hard for me to focus on this thing here. I can't get it to line up. Yeah, it won't line up properly. Oh, I know what I have to do. I'll have to do it the easy way. We're going to put the drawing tool in. There's your low. And your high is right there. Your pullback comes in. The pullback is right at 30%. There's no 382 there at all that you can hang your hat on. So you have to move on. Now, let's take a look at the wheat. I still think this wheat is going to be popular someday, but maybe not in our lifetime, but we'll look at it anyway. Here's the wheat. Here's what we were watching for today. We had a low back here, back in August. Okay, hold on a second here. By the way, I meant to mention my friend Rich Anderson, who lives up there in Minnesota. This is the first time he's lived there 35 years. I was there when they were finished building the house. And this is the first year he has sprinklers in the front yard. It's the first year the sprinklers have not been turned on. The water is so intense from all the rain they had. They can just use the underground water. They don't have to turn the sprinklers on. But there's your ABC, where your 78.6 pattern is right here. And as you can see, you have an ABCD right to the downside. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg right there. It misses it by quite a bit, but there's your 78% level. I don't know any other one that would have been there to make it fit better, but that's where it says it should have stopped. And of course, it sort of did, but the line said it was going to go lower. And that's you got to pay attention to what the market's telling you, not what that line is telling you. But you got to pay attention to that too, folks. Because look, here's the good part is you come down here and you take out all of these lows here for the last hour, and the market doesn't go anywhere. There's no stops there. So your risk on this is really quite, not very much at that point. So that's what I'm seeing, and I'm sticking to it. Here's the Dow Jones. We're getting ready to make another new high up in here. It looks like this was the old high. We backed off a tiny bit, but not enough to even write home about. You can see here it was virtually nothing of a pullback in here. Let's see if that was a 382. Because these are 8-minute charts, you're going to get some pretty good swings. It couldn't quite make the 382 retracement in here too. So that's another good sign. Market's probably getting ready to go higher. And if you look at this on the daily, I know it because I've got an order in setting for tomorrow. Here's the daily, and there's your 786 right there at 408.09. That's 200 points. Wouldn't do it today. Well, even I'd do it today even because I like that number. You don't have to. You just put a 100-point stop on it, and you'll be usually do relatively well. But we'll have to wait and see if it's going to pop through there or not. Look at these three nice bottoms right in here. Boy, in a way that it went. These were 382 pullbacks right in here. Looking at that hour, we pointed it out yesterday. We'll do it again. Okay, there it is right here. There was the low we made. There was the 382 yesterday, right on the 13th. You'll see, you draw it in. Bingo, bango, waloom, away she goes. So pay attention to that 382. It'll make you a very happy camper. And I'm not happy because the silver's falling out of bed and I didn't get filled. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Call my attorneys with the firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the chart based on the Gartley book. These numbers here correspond to what happened at times on these charts. They're marked so that you can see, what happened on that date, whether the Fed was doing something, important things. This is about 2.5 feet by, oh no, it's more than that. It's 3.5 by 1.5 feet, and I had it blown up to wall size when we had our trading house. Okay, the question asks, do I still think this is a possibility of a 29 type crash? Well, the answer to that is yes. This was 20 months up. This was 20 months up. You can see the market broke really strong, came back to this high, and then had a humongous rally, almost to the 618. Now, I would definitely qualify these last 10 days as humongous because we've come up quite a bit, even more so. This will not happen until we take out the low of August 5th. That was 10 days ago. If we start taking that low out of August 5th, then that's a difference. See, I thought this thing was going to hold up only to the 382, and it was doing that pretty good until yesterday, and that stuff came out, and the way that it went, to the other side of the hill. Now, one thing I haven't done today, and I don't trade this, but the Wilshire 5000, there's 3,700 stocks in this because there used to be 5,000. The rest of them were absorbed or didn't quite make it, go bankrupt. But anyway, this was the 382, and of course we shattered that, and now we're starting to go higher here even on the day, so you can't count that. But that's why I think that's great. The other thing that's possibly wrong is the Bradley model said the high came in here in July. Okay, now we've come down. Here we are in the middle of September, and it says we're supposed to, head down into November. Well, early August was right about here, so there was nothing there to make it rally, but it did, and then it backed off, and then had this huge rally. So the two things to watch are the one to watch here is here on August the 29th. I think it's 23rd. Next Friday, watch that one to see what that's going to bring us. But remember, this does not give you tell you the volatility. It just says the day of the high, day of the low. All this stuff in between. The Bradley doesn't do that. So the fact we have these huge gyrations is not unusual. So that's what I look at the price, folks, because that's what determines whether I can buy or sell it. That's really all I'm looking at right here. There's where we are with the YM. As you can see here, this was the early morning call. It backed off right to here, and then once went above this, away it went, and we didn't take out the highs of the day yet. We're close, but we're probably going to. Stop and ask yourself a question, folks. The Dow Jones is basically 20 stocks that are trade triple digits. You've got the S&P and the NASDAQ going far above these levels already through the day, making new highs. The Dow Jones has not done that. And remember, that's only 20 stocks, and so there's only a few of these that are making the rabbit run, and that's why you've got to be careful, because if this is false breakout, it can't be a false breakout with all this volume and everything. My gosh, anybody that fell for that. When I saw the explosive move, my first inclination was the Fed has dropped interest rates. And the first thing I did was look at the bond chart, and the bond charts were falling out of bed, so I knew that it wasn't that. And by the time, where is the bond chart? Here it is over here. See, that's where I thought that's what happened right here this morning. Boom, it dropped from 24 all the way down to 22. That's two handles, okay? And let's see where it stopped. It stopped at the, almost exact 618, didn't it? Wow, let's just double check that. From your low right here to your high, that low stopped right at the 61% retracement at 22.24. And now it's starting a little bit of a market backward formation, a rally. From your high down to your low. Ooh, that takes you right back to where your stop would have been on the long side. You'd have got stopped out on the long side, or if you went short, you would have made that distance. But that's the short right in here. So I want to put that in there just in case it starts to get there. I want to see the type of action that that'll give us. Okay. All right. Now let's move over to the corn market. We had a nice position in corn. We're looking to make a profit on the ABCD pattern. There's where we are, and we missed it today by, it looks like a tiny, tiny bit once again. Oh, no, we missed it by quite a bit. We were looking to be 0.07. We got to 0.3. Now, this is where, here was the opening here, okay? Well, yeah, this is the overnight, sorry. I got to correct this. This is not good. There it is. There's the opening right in here on the corn, and then it is at 4.03, and then it starts to sell off the rest of the day. Given the fact that everything was going nuts, I don't know if I'd have done anything differently or not, probably because I had other positions on, crude oil and some other stuff that I've been watching, and some of them worked, some of them didn't, but, you can't follow everything. So I would have still been waiting for this pattern right here at 0.4, but your stop now is right below here, so you're guaranteed being a profit instead of putting up, 100 grand for leasing and trucks and food and seed and everything else. It's just it's very, very tough business to be in. Okay, so we got that one covered. And someone asked me a question about we've already covered the wheat. They wanted to ask about the December soybean oil because they just beat it up again, made new highs or new lows now. You can see here we're breaking down. This would have been our good trade of the year, but the trade of the year is not doing well. Now we've got a little 3 drive happening right here. Boy, it's not an easy one to see, but we're going to blow it up because we are pretty close to something here. Yep, there's the ABCDs to the downside, so let's draw those in. There's your ABCD to the downside. That's really close. It looks like it's already fulfilled it. So that's a nice one to look at. I don't know. This could be your last chance to buy the oil down at this price, $38.52. The low so far today, wow, $38.53. Shut the front door and raise your rent. It's trading at $38.59 with the $30.52. Wow. I'll tell you, if this was a Friday session, like it's going to be on the 26th, I'd buy it. So, folks, I'm going to buy the oil here at $38.59. My reasoning is, these are daily lows, okay? There's definitely a 3 drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. I'm going to be buying it right here at $38.59. I'm only going to risk at $38.39, folks. I'm going to risk $128. My risk on this one, probably even less if it doesn't rally very much. That would take you into 38.59, and your stop is going to be 38.49. Yeah. Okay, you're risking $60. You're going to buy it at $38.59, which you probably just did, and your stop would be at $38.49. So that's what you've got to work with. So I hope that helps. That's basically what I'm looking at here. But we've got some volatility, folks. This is a a pattern swing traders. Christmas Day. You can't ask for anything more than this. Right or wrong, you can't ask for anything more for it. So that's the beauty of what we're looking at here. All right, let's move this out of the way here and see how we're doing with the old time on the wall here. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I'm looking here at the very end here of the day here. This is the 60-minute chart on the E-mini. There's nothing bearish about this at all, folks. Silly to try to even pick a top. But remember, these things that worked on the upside will work on the downside if that happens. Maybe not in my lifetime because I'm at the 8.5 furlong pole. But just looking at this on the long-term daily, this has really destroyed the, we had that perfect ABCD to the downside. I'm going to bring that to your attention, folks, because, sometimes you think these patterns don't work. This is the NASDAQ. If you remember taking this NASDAQ chart, okay, let's go back here and look at it for where we were. Move it over here like this. Go to the 4-hour because that's one that shows what we wanted to see the most. And there was the ABCD to the downside, folks. That was it. Let's just draw it in to see how close it came. There's your A leg up there. There's your B leg, C leg, D leg right there to the exact price. The low was 73.51, came in at 74.22, 3/4 of a point, 100 points, so about 80 points away, and then boom. Here's where we are now. We're almost at the 61% retracement as we speak right here at 19,615. Okay? So all I'm saying is to, keep your powder dry. This is where the game changed for me right here today is when you had this big move, because I really thought with that S&P cash had that huge gap up. I mean, you just don't see those gaps. Stop and think, folks. The Dow Jones gapped up 400 points from the open, okay? Now that means if you put your more order in on the open, you're going to get really close to not the high of the day, but you probably got a little bit of a profit, but nothing like the people that had it overnight. So keep this in mind. This 19,615. That'll be interesting to look at. Okay. So ABC will work with you some of the time, but it don't work all the time. And that's where you've got to be really careful. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow with Norm Winsky as our guest.